Monday, y'all. How are y'all doing this morning, man? Wake up. Get out there, do something productive, take care of somebody, look after somebody, and, man, just make somebody laugh. Bring a smile to their face. Do something great. How are y'all doing? Wake up, get you something to drink. Get you a cup of coffee in you. Cup of coffee, Coke, water, whatever gets you up and get you to work on time and get you out there doing something, man. Go ahead and do it. Man, it's cold out there this morning. I ain't even about to lie to you. It is cold. Woo! Yikes. 34 degrees. It's the coldest it's been so far this coming winter. Man, it's cold. Hey, look at here, man. Oh, man. I did a video a while back. Well over a year ago. And it was a story about, well, it was one video, but it was two stories about me and my brother. And, you know, like y'all, I've heard before, me and my brother, we were a couple of heathens. Oh, man, we were heathens bad. There ain't no way. You know, parents always say, well, I hope your kids grow up be just as bad as you are. You know, you call that the parent curse. My mom and daddy said that on a regular basis. Every day. Sometimes 4 and 5 times a day. But luckily, none of my boys were never nowhere near an eighth or a quarter of as bad as I was. Luckily. Because I ain't got the patience my mom and daddy had. But I'm going to tell you these two stories. One of them's about bees, wasps, hornets, them paper hornet nests. Yeah. Well, we grew up at one point, we had this long hedgerow bushes. And it was early part of spring, almost summertime. And Daddy was always the one that wanted to keep the yard looking nice, neat, pristine, and in other words, keep us out of the house doing something so we ain't in the house getting under his skin. So he took me out there and he grabbed some hedge trimmers. He wanted me to trim them hedgerows up and where they're nice, squared, even up, and all that stuff. He said, now, before you get too far down in here, come here, I want to show you something. He walks me down there almost to the end of this hedgerow. Almost to the end. And there's a paper wasp nest. It's every bit that big. I mean, it's huge. Bigger than a basketball. Huge thing. So, I mean, yeah, granted, you know, apparently y'all ain't trimming them hedge bushes up while I want to get up that big. Man, let me tell you what, it don't take long for them things to build a big nest. It don't take long at all. But, I granted, I was supposed to have done it towards the end of the summer, the year before. Supposed to have done it before the end of the past summer. But I didn't. So it set all winter and fall, winter, and spring, and then here it is. He got me out there doing it. Anyhow, it's up there. Back to my story. He said, I'm going to take this here old t-shirt. Daddy always kept old shirts in the back of his truck, behind the seat, you know, for rags, for like checking the oil or whatever the case. He always kept them back there. He's going to take his old shirt and lay it right here, right before you get to that wasp nest. Good way so you don't disturb it. And he's going to figure out a way to get rid of it so I can finish the job. I said, all right. He said, when you get to this shirt, stop. Good deal. He said, now when you get started, he said, you get about a little bit down there. He said, I'll send your brother out there. And as you're going along, your brother can be picking the trimmings up and all that and haul them off to the woods out there. I said, yes, sir. So I'm out there. I'm just going at it, man. Going at it. Getting the tops, sides, underneath, all that. Just whacking away, and I'd do a little bit, and I'd go around the back side of it, do a little bit more, come back around, do some more. My brother comes out there, and he's got this Nerf football in his hand. He's kind of like popping it up, catching it, popping up, catching it. I told him, I said, Daddy sent you out here to get these limbs up. He said, yeah, I know. I said, come here, I want to show you something. Walked over there, and I stood back a ways, and I pointed inside that end of the hedgerow where that wasp nest was, hornet's nest, whatever kind of bee it was, wasp, paper wasp, hornet, whatever. Anyways, I showed it to him, and he's just amazed on how big this thing was. I'm like, I'm telling you, this thing's huge. And I get up, you know, about 6 feet away from it. You know, a curious kid's gonna do some stupid stuff. They are. Any kid that's curious about something is gonna do something stupid to figure out what's going on, or if he can do it. Well, I was there and I could see them wasps flying in it, flying out of it, flying in it, flying out of it. There'd be like 2 or 3 of them out about of it, just kind of milling around. So I'd get up a little bit and look. And my brother said the words that you never want to hear somebody say when you're that close to a wasp nest. He said, hey, watch this, and slung that football and hit that wasp nest square. I mean, just square as he can hit it. Exploded that thing. I didn't see nothing after that. All I saw was black and bees just covered me. He takes off running to the house. I take off running to the house. I don't know why it is. Why is it whenever a kid gets hurt outside, no matter where he's at, whether it's in the front yard, backyard, or a block down the street, he gets hurt, first thing he wants to do is run home. I don't know. But I did. I run up there, and I see my brother standing in the doorway, and he's got the sliding glass door open, just standing there looking at me. Laughing. I'm flailing. They're getting me, and all I had on was socks and shoes, a pair of shorts, and a tank top. That was it. They are eating me alive. They're getting me on my neck, in my face, in my mouth, up my nose, my ear, my eyelid, eyebrows, forehead, in my hair, everywhere, my legs, up my shorts. They didn't get the daddy place. They didn't get me there. But they got me just about everywhere but there. It's like they knew, whoa, no, we got a little more respect than that. We ain't getting that. But anyways, I mean, they got me on my backside, my back of my legs, all up and down my legs, all up and down my arms, my hands. I mean, everywhere. I mean, and they're still getting me. They're just eating me up. And I'm running to the house flailing. I mean, I'm almost to the point of trying to box these things out of the way. I mean, it's just, they're eating me up. I run up just as soon as I hit the porch. Now, I don't know what I was going to do when I got in the house. I guess they, you know, I thought they magically don't like indoors, so once I got to the house, they like, whoa, going inside. All right, we're done. Let's go. Pack it up, John. Let's go. I was going to go in the house and take them with me. I didn't know what I was going to do. But just as I hit the porch, my brother shuts the sliding glass door. Run! Keep running! Oh, man, I leap over the banister, hit the ground running. And now, my dad, the whole time, is trying to catch me. And he was a good way off cutting grass with a push mower. And he told me later on that when he heard me screaming and hollering and he heard the sliding glass door shut, at first he thought me and my brother were messing around. Until he looked up and all he saw was a black cloud of bees in my legs. That was it. He saw a little bit of my upper body, but everything else just covered, just bees swarming. My daddy runs out there, runs up in the middle of that bee's nest, snatches me up. And we had them little Walmart, Kmart plastic pools. They're less than a foot deep. Had water in it. And I think our dogs could get in there and lay around or drink out of it or whatever they did in it. You know, we didn't play in it. Hey, I mean, wasn't deep enough to do anything, so we didn't even play in it. But I think our dogs did. We had water in it. My daddy picked me up and WWE style slammed me into that water and just started raking the water over me. He was holding my head up a little bit, put me on the water. The water. I mean, he was baptizing me 5, 6, 7 times in that water. Picked me up, splashed water on me, throw me back down. I mean, he was raking bees off of me, getting bees back out of the pool, raking water on me, throwing water in the air, getting the bees out of there. He finally picked me up. Bees was done settled down. I'd have 1 or 2 crawling on me, he'd smack them off of me. He said there was one of them attached still to a stinger to my lip. So he pulled it off, threw it, whatever. Carried me in the house, stripped my clothes off down to my skivvies and my socks. And started, putting some kind of lotion stuff on me. It's supposed to be some kind of cooling aloe lotion or something. I don't remember what it was. Puts that on me. I knew something was wrong. Something went terribly wrong. When my mom come in there, she come around there. I was sitting on the couch or laying there, and Daddy was standing over me, taking care of me. My mama come around the couch in the living room, looked down at me, and she goes, "Oh, dear Jesus. Oh, my God." I'm like, I'm deformed. I'm the rest of my life physically deformed. They pulled out my eyeball. What? Because I couldn't see out of one eye. It done swole shut, man. And it freaked me out. My dad's like, "Honey, just go on back in yonder. I got this." And she's freaking out. Is he gonna be okay? She's dancing and flailing her arms. You know how mamas do, like, oh Jesus, oh Lord help him. She's doing that kind of mess. I mean, my dad's not freaking out, but he's trying to calm her down and keep me calm. And so she goes on back in there, and she just like, I can hear her in there just, oh Lord, help him. Daddy picks me up. He done had the bath water running. And I think he put oatmeal bath in there or something. I don't know. But he ran this kind of lukewarm water, kind of, not warm, but not cold either. I would say room temperature, but whatever the temperature is in the room, apparently that's the room temperature. But anyways, he put me in there and laid me down in there and just told me just to, wash up, scrub real good and all that. I'm in there and it's hurting. I can feel everything. Every sting I can feel throbbing all over my body. Throbbing, itching. I mean, just bad. And I couldn't stop, man. I mean, I sat in there, I know, about an hour just taking that rag and just all over me. I couldn't stop. I mean, I didn't have no soap on or nothing. It was just a way of scratching just to keep from digging. Well, I get through and I get out and I'm still in a lot of pain, hurting. I mean, I ain't crying no more, but I wanted to, but, I didn't. But it is what it is. Well, I'm sitting there outside the bathtub, and getting my clothes back on and drying off and all that stuff you do when you get out of the shower or the bathtub. And I stand up, and we didn't have like a big giant mirror in the bathroom, nothing like that. We just had just a normal size little mirror above the sink. I stand up and I turn and look, and I scared myself. My face was as swollen red as a playground ball, and red playground balls you used to play dodgeball with. I looked like the Elephant Man. Man, I was scared. It scared me. So I thought there was somebody else in the bathroom with me. Because you know them horror movies where they open the medicine cabinet, get something out and they shut it, and there's somebody else standing there? Yeah, that's freaked me out. I thought that's how messed up my face was. I thought it was somebody else. Man, it tore me up. And then the whole time, get this, the whole time, my brother is he's in the bathroom while I'm in there. And then, after I got dressed, he ain't coming there while I was, no clothes on. We had a little more decorum than that. But the whole time he's laughing, just hee-hawing, horse laughing me. Thought it was the funniest stuff he's ever seen in his life. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And then after I'm sitting there and Mama's putting the stuff on me all over my face, and they like calamine lotion or something. I don't know what it was. I'm sitting there thinking, now this is how heathenistic we were. I'm thinking he's laughing at me and I'm mad. I'm thinking of a revenge. Already thinking of something I can get back to him with. But as I'm thinking, I'm like, if I'd have done him that way, I'd be laughing too. So, I'll let him have that one. It tore me up. I was out of school for, almost a week. Right there towards the end of the school year. Yeah, he got me. Now, this other story is, I was a bit older, which means he was a bit older, because he's, 6 years younger than I am. 7 years? 6 or 7 years younger than I am. I don't know. I don't keep up with birthdays. I'm lucky to keep up with my own. The only birthday I keep up with is Jesus' birthday. That's because I get stuff. I'm just greedy. Anyways, me and some buddies of mine was going to walk to the store by the house. And it's during that time, mid-'80s, that you can go to a store at any age and buy a pack of cigarettes. You can, if they question, you can just say it's from my mom, from my dad, from my dirty, nasty uncle, or my grandpa, my grandma, and they sell them to you. No big deal. So we're going to walk up there and get, cigarettes and drinks, whatever. Well, my brother, he wanted to tag along, and he was like in, 4th grade, 5th grade, somewhere in there. And I didn't care for him tagging along because he was just dead weight. Really, he was. But it is what it is. But he went. I go in the store and I get my stuff, and I'm a little shy on the money. And I look at a buddy of mine, ask him if he's got a little extra money. He said, no, man, this is all I got. That's it. Dang. So I go outside and I'm frustrated because I didn't get all I wanted to get. And my brother's standing there. Now, he didn't go in because that's one thing my daddy instilled in us hardcore about. If you ain't got money on you to buy anything, you don't need to be in there. Stay out of there. So, my brother stayed outside because he didn't have money to buy anything in there. So I go outside and there's this field right behind this little store we went to, and we cut through the field and through the woods and shortcut to the house. We're about halfway across that field, and my brother says he had a quarter. I thought he said $1. I wanted it. Now again, being the heathens that we were, I said, give it to me. He's like, no. I got that boy in a full Nelson. It's a wrestling move. If you don't know wrestling, you stand behind the guy, you get your arms up under his, loop him up and up around the back of his head. And then, lift your arms up. Full Nelson. I got him in that. And I'm shaking him hard. No. Didn't want it. Wasn't going to give it to me. I picked him up off the ground, started shaking him. He still refused to give it up, which that means he is a tough old bird. I started spinning around with him like an Olympic event. And his legs are 90-degree angle straight out from my body as I'm spinning. And I let go of him. He helicopters himself through the air. He hits the ground flat on his back. He's laying there. Eyes big as dinner plates. Mouth even bigger. Trying to suck air. Knock the breath out of him. So while he's down there gasping for air, I just dig through his pockets. And all I pull out's a quarter. He starts crying. I'm like, dude, where's that dollar at? I ain't got a dollar. I said I got a quarter. I'm like, oh, man. I felt bad. I did. I felt bad. I did all that for a quarter. Now, for $1, I wouldn't have felt too bad. I'd have took the dollar and went back in the store, got what I had to get, got back out. But for a quarter, I felt bad. So I promised that boy everything. I had I think it was a Metallica hat. Heavy metal group Metallica. They had a ball hat of them and a pair of Blues Brothers sunglasses. I told him he can have those if he don't tell Daddy. He's like, okay, I won't tell Daddy. Oh. Whatever. So I'm clean and clear. We go back to the house and we're just like chumming it up. I'm just sucking up to him, being the big brother and loving on him and apologizing and getting the dirt off of him and wiping the tears off his face, doing what brother's supposed to do. Well, all my other brothers, crud. All my other buddies, they leave, go on to the house, do whatever. I had one of them come back to the house with me. And he's, sweet talking my brother not to tell my daddy. Because he knew how my daddy was. My daddy wouldn't have stood for that. So he's, sweet talking my brother saying, hey, man, we play Nintendo, we'll let you play first. We'll let you play first. Oh, okay. It just hurts. I'm like, just stop crying before we get home and we'll be okay. Well, he dries it up. He quits crying by the time we get home, and we go in the house and go back there in the bedroom, and like we promised, I gave him the hat and the glasses, and we turned on the Nintendo game, and he was playing it. All good. A buddy of mine come up with this thing. I forgot what he called it. Pass out game or something like that. And I ain't gonna tell you how to do it because I found out later in life that it's quite dangerous to do. So I ain't gonna say what happens, but you end up, after you do this certain steps and things to do, you'll pass out for a minute. And after you pass out, you'll come to but not know where you're at and just be all disorientated. Quite funny to watch. So my buddy, I did get him to pass out and disorientate himself, and you're right, it was funny. It was hilarious. I was laughing. My brother was laughing. Well, then my buddy did me, and again I passed out for like a couple of seconds and disorientated myself, and they just hawed it all, man. They laughed at it all. Well, my brother, wanting to be one of the groups, he was wanting to do it. I'm like, no, ain't no. He's like, yeah, man, let me do it, man, let me do it. I'm like, all right. So we told him what to do and what to do when this happens and blah, 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 blah. He doesn't. He passes out for like a second. He's just disorientated so bad, he's crawling on the floor and walks right into the post of my bed or the door. I don't remember what he hit, but he hit it hard because he was scurrying quite fast. I don't know what the deal was with that, but he hit that door. He got up and his eyes kept rolling back in his head, and I'm like, whoa. I'm blowing in his face, tapping his face. Wake up, boy. Wake up. I thought I killed the boy. I did. I thought I killed him. He come to, and just as he come to, he started crying. Ran out the room. I thought he was going to go outside and do whatever. Now, he's got on my Metallica hat, my sunglasses that I'd given him, so now they're his, if he didn't tell Daddy. This other half of the Heathen twins goes back there and tells my daddy that I got him in a full Nelson, spun him around, let him go. He hit the ground, knocked the breath out of him, and then I picked him up, done the thing to make him pass out, disorientate himself, and he hit the door. My daddy thought I did all that in the bedroom. Our bedroom wasn't that big. We had 2 beds, a big dresser, stereo system, TV, that was it. The room was packed. But I got the mess beat out of me that day. And out the corner of my eye, when my daddy called me in there in his room, because that's where Daddy passed judgment on us, because he was the judge, jury, and the executioner of the house. As I walked by, my brother's sitting on the side of his bed. He's got the most devilish grin on his face I'd ever seen in my life. I could have swore he grew horns for like a second. Man, I'll tell you what. But there's the 2 stories there. All about me and my brother being heathens. Hey, now that I did these 2 stories, somebody owes me a pie. Because it was so hard to get these stories out and not cuss. Someone owes me a pie. That's all I'm saying. Y'all have a good day. Call your mama. She loves you.